Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing very well. This afternoon I'm going to be doing a movie review. This movie is an action thriller from Spain, English language, released in the year 2014, directed by Nacho Vigalondo, and this movie is called Open Window. So Open Window starts off with this man. He is an absolute fan of this actress who is very popular. All of her movies are a big success, and this man desperately wants to meet this woman. Now he runs his own website dedicated to her, and he just dreams of that day. So all of a sudden, one day his dreams seem to be answered when he wins a contest in order to meet this woman. So he goes to the city that this actress is in. He stays in this hotel overnight and he's really excited, but that excitement turns into disappointment when he is told by a mysterious person on the other end of the line that that basically the competition has gone wrong and that the actress has basically changed her mind about meeting him. So the initial disappointment soon turns into terror when this guy realizes that whoever has been telling him this information may have a hidden agenda, and that agenda might involve the actress and basically a psychopathic obsession. So the night turns from bad to worse as the guy realizes that he's going to have to try and not only save his own life but also the life of the person he's looked up to his whole life. So whether or not he is successful in doing that, that's something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now my thoughts on Open Windows. I was actually quite excited to see this film, for a few reasons. Number one, Elijah Wood. I am a big fan of his. Ever since I saw him in Maniac, I realised that this guy can really act in, more extreme films. When you see Elijah Wood, you think of Lord of the Rings and all those sort of, family-based characters that he played. And so to come into this film, ever since the Maniac remake, I was really keen to see what he could deliver in this film. And they've also got Sasha Grey, who was an ex-porn star. Now, I didn't want to see her because of the fact she's an ex-porn star, but I wanted to see how she transitioned from porn into regular film. So that in itself was intriguing, but the biggest drawcard for me was the fact that Nacho Vigalondo was the director of this film. Now, he directed another Spanish movie called Time Crimes in the Spanish language. That is one of my favourite, if not my favourite, science fiction film. I thought it was very simplistic in the way it told its story, but it was very complex in its nature, so it made you think about it and it made you want to replay and pick up all the clues that the movie has. So it actually feels like it's a lot of layers, but it doesn't actually feel like it's trying to do much. So it feels like the plan in that movie was executed perfectly, and that's why I loved it as much as I did. So coming into Open Windows, this is an English-speaking film, and I was hoping that he would be able to keep the same, the theme of Time Crimes, in that it's a complex movie, but it's a very simple way the story is told, so that you can come back and see the layers to the film. And I was very happy with Open Windows. I thought this movie is not as good as Time Crimes. This movie does get a little bit too confusing for its own good, but having said that, it does make you want to go back and watch it again. So if any film does that, you have to give it credit, because it is very memorable. I thought, as far as suspense is concerned, it is very reminiscent to Time Crimes. It has you on the edge of your seat. Around each corner, it feels like the plot is thickening, and that the twists and turns in the movie, as I said, it does get a little bit overwhelming at times. And I will say that's the problem with the film, is that it does try a little bit too much, but it never loses control. So you're constantly scratching your head, wondering what's going on here, what's going on there. And at the end of the film, you can kind of step back and have a look at it, and you can kind of understand what's going on. But in that initial process of watching the film to start with, I think it was a little bit too confusing, and I think that he was trying a little bit too much and cramming it into a film that goes for 100 minutes. Now, I didn't actually notice the film went for that long, but I still thought it was too little time and he was trying too much in that time, and that's why he was just throwing things out of left field. And you think to yourself, okay, after the initial shock of what the hell's going on, you can kind of say to yourself at the end of the film, okay, I kind of understand what he's actually trying to do, and it does make you want to go and watch it again. But that initial sort of process of confusion, it does prevent yourself from really enjoying the film as much as Time Crimes. In Time Crimes, it didn't have that. It thought that it was very complex in its possibilities and its time loops, the law of time travel. And so I thought that although the movie was complex in Time Crimes, it was still simple enough for you to enjoy what was going on, and you're not scratching your head thinking, what the hell? But in this movie, I actually thought to myself, okay, this is getting a little bit too full on. And as I said, it doesn't go over the rails, but it does threaten to, and it does kind of clog down the entertainment factor. But I will say that it is very inventive. The camera angles were fantastic. It's kind of like a found footage film through webcams. So it is very heavily based in technology. There were some moments in this film that reminded me of Lucy. Lucy was a very science fiction based in technology, and how technology is very important to us these days, and how technology is advancing. And so this movie was very much the same, in that it is a lot about technology, and the technology tells the story. And I thought it was very inventive in the way it was told. It almost felt like it was told in real time. So that was something I really enjoyed. I just thought it was very different to Time Crimes, but Nacho Vigalondo still has that sort of complexity within a simple sort of formula. Basically, a man trying to save an actress's life from a psychopath, but the way it's done is just very enthralling. It's very intriguing, and although, as I said, it does get a little bit overwhelming at times, it was still enjoyable. So the acting from Elijah Wood was very good. I thought that he played a very innocent man, but his character does transform into something else, and towards the end I thought it got a little bit silly and a little bit out of hand, but I will say that he actually felt like he's having a lot of fun. I could believe him, and yeah, I really liked his performance. I really like the performance of Sasha Grey. This demonstrates that she can act outside of porn. She is more useful than just a naked body. So I really liked her performance. Wasn't great, but it does show that this woman can actually act. And it's good to see that she's got out of that filthy business and gone into a business where she can actually feel like she's proud of her work. And so the suspenseful moments were fantastic. Some of the chase scenes were great. Nacho Vigalondo really does know what he's doing as far as suspenseful science fiction films are concerned. The end of the film, it does tie up loose ends, but some of those loose ends were a little bit silly, and it kind of just, it dampened the experience a little bit. You have to have a massive suspension of disbelief in this film. You know, things happen that wouldn't happen in the real world. So if you don't mind, you know, suspending your disbelief a little bit and, you know, accepting the fact that it is a bit far-fetched for the sake of entertainment, then I'm sure that you'll come away from Open Windows fairly satisfied by what you got. Not a great film, nowhere near as good as Time Crimes, but it is a very good follow-up, and for that I would recommend it. So overall, for Open Windows, I'm going to give it 3 stars. Go out there and see it. I really enjoyed it. Alright guys, that's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later.